All right, welcome to the mega NUGGALANCHE. 5 to go. There's 5:36 left with the Nuggets trailing Cleveland 114-98. That sucks. The third period has just started. Carolina's leading the Avs 3-1. That blows. So this whole thing may just be awful. So appreciate you watching. Appreciate you being on with us. I'm going to be joined relatively shortly by Oren Lomena, who I do. Oh, is the wedgie still playing or not? Are they playing wedgie or are they putting Georgie in? Oh, my God. Meanwhile, the Nuggets cut it to 14. So give me your comments. Give me your thoughts. And we'll get this. The Nuggets or the Avs on a power play right now. It's kind of fun to go back and forth between both. Daniel, are you worried about Malone's future? Not at all. He's the most successful coach in the history of the team. In fact, the Michael Malone Show will be on Altitude Sports Radio starting tomorrow at a time to be named later with me, Tyler, and Scott Hastings. Maybe he'll just show up in Scott Hastings' room. Colorado on the power play. This would be nice to get a goal here, that's for sure. All right. All right. Yeah, this could super suck. Do you think we need to begin to talk about if Malone survives the season? No. Come on, Avs, let's get going here. Minute left on the power play, down by 2 goals. Work to do for the Nuggets, Chris Marlowe just said, appropriately down by 14. 5:06 left. There's my guy, Matt Smith.
Hey.
Or join us maybe shortly. What's up, Matt?
What's up, buddy? Just watching a couple of ass kickings is what I'm watching here. How you doing?
Well, not great, Bob.
Nope.
Not great, Bob.
No.
I mean,
kind of identical games, honestly. I mean, when you look at the output from both of these teams, like the Avs have been outshot 28-13 so far, early third period, and the Nuggets have just been outshot to, I mean, bejesus. Cleveland's made everything they've hoisted tonight. Denver hasn't. And to be honest with you, the fact that the Nuggets even had a shot in this game in that second half was pretty remarkable. Didn't they make 1-3 in the first?
How's Wedgie playing?
He gave up a softie on the third one that I thought he should have had, but the Avs are just getting out hustled, out efforted, and they're going on back-to-back power plays here to open up the third period, and they're down 3-1. They got to cash one of these here, otherwise they're not winning this game. I mean,
here's a chance. 2 guys in the box. Does Carolina have 2 guys in the box?
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know how much time was left on that Drury. Oh yeah, they got 36 seconds of a 5-on-3 there.
Okay, all right. Well, let's do something. Do it for the Four Nations Cup. And here's my guy, Oren Lomena.
Yeah.
What's going
on?
What up, Matt?
What's up, man?
You got to move, a little bit. There you go, right there.
You always trying to set me up to be right in front and center. There you go.
Well,
how's that? No, I got it. I got it.
Oren, Matt, Oren.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever met, but
No, but I definitely think I interned when you guys used to do a show back in the day. That was when I was first there. Yeah, I was with JJ.
Oren?
I love it. Yeah. Bring it full circle. Bring it full circle.
All right, so for road games, this is really fun for me. For road games, Oren and I do 5 to goes, and for Nuggets road games, and for road Avs games, Matt and I do 5 to go. So let's all do it together.
That's right.
A little menage tonight, huh?
Just because of the nature of basketball, just finishes before hockey. Although The Avs have got a 5-on-3, and the Nuggets are down by 15. Makar off the pipe. They still have a minute and a half on their power play, but let's focus on the Nuggets for a little bit unless something happens. Oren, what are you seeing out of the Nuggets so far tonight?
Not much. Very listless performance. The gang and I have been throwing around Jamal Murray trades. I think no, seriously, I think the writing's on the wall. He's your most tradable contract. I don't think it's gonna work. And what you're either looking at is this performance tonight told me everything I needed to know about this team going forward, which is they are playing their way out of the ring. They're going to be 9-10 seed, if at best. And that's going to take a struggle to get it. So it's been a listless performance. Everybody minus, with the exception of Christian Brown. Just it's sad to watch, man. It's sad to watch a team just not that far removed from a championship turn into this.
Jamal is 7 of 16 tonight, 1 of 3 from 3, 4 or 5 from the free throw line with 19 points, 5 assists. He's got a steal.
He's minus 10. He's minus 10 in the plus minus.
I got to tell you,
Jokic has a triple-double, 25, 19, and 11.
Yeah,
I can't believe he had it.
He damn near had a double-double in the first. He damn near had a double-double in the first quarter. And you can see he smoked a couple layups down the stretch. I'm sorry, Matt, to cut you off. He smoked a couple layups in the fourth. You can tell that the fatigue is starting to wear on Joker. I don't think he'll ever quit on this team. He's always going to be this team's best player and the NBA's best player. But I say it's time to make a move just because you want to preserve your best player in the prime of his career.
Matt?
That's just complicated. It's a really complex topic. Like, I mean, if you're talking about moving Jamal, you're talking about moving him at his lowest value. And that's tough, man. I don't
heads up, MPJ just hit a 3. It's down to 9 with 3.5 to go, boys.
You're way behind.
You. I am. Well, how far ahead are you guys?
Like a minute.
No. He's. I got 320, 330. I mean, 328 now left, and MPJ just hit that 3. They're down 116, 109.
Okay, so here's the deal.
I mean,
Oren, you're behind me. Matt, you're ahead of both of us.
Oh, okay. Leagues ahead. Secretariat over here.
Matt, how much time do you got on the clock?
$1.58.
Okay.
$1.58.
I told you, Secretariat.
I'm on the NBA. I'm on the NBA app. I'm on League Pass. So League Pass is jigging me like that. That's crazy.
Matt, do you have a direct feed to the Cleveland Auditorium there?
I'm
where are you at?
I'm on DirecTV.
No, you know what? It's my fault. I had paused it and I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
I might as well just catch up.
I
might as well just catch up to Matt. Oh crap! I should have stayed where I was.
Score would have been closer.
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be a dick, and you guys just wait for me.
Oh, take your time, please. By all means.
So I'm at 229, 228, 227, 26, 25. So
I ain't getting no beer. So I ain't got no problem waiting. It ain't getting no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just go ahead. Let that clock grind down.
Matt. All right.
How are the Avs?
What's it? The Avs are trying to regain. They got nothing out of those power plays.
Yeah, they didn't do shit on the power play. All right, so the Nuggets, I'm just following along with me. Fuck. All right, I see where you're going now. Now I caught up to you.
Yeah. Well, here's the situation, gentlemen. When one team makes 22 threes and another team makes 6, you typically don't win those basketball games, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about Jamal Murray, but Cleveland shot the shit out of the ball tonight, and Denver just isn't a great shooting team in general. I actually thought Jamal helped them when they got down big in the second quarter, probably his best quarter in a little while. But then in the second half, they just didn't have enough guys contribute. I mean, if it's not MPJ, Nikola, or Jamal, who the fuck is going to score the basketball on this team? That's a problem right now.
This is a squad that needs first team that tries that bucks the NBA trend of shooting a ton of three well and score the arc because they got enough guys to do that. And they just don't. This team has no business shooting as many threes as it shoots. You can't name me one guy outside of MPJ. Well, Nikola Jokic, who leads the league in 3-point average. You can't name me one guy that really should have a green light like that.
Can you? Really? Does Jokic really lead the league in 3-point percentage right now? That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, can you believe that? That's crazy, right?
That's unbelievable. I mean, this guy, what else can you say about him? I mean, no more superlatives, honestly.
But you guys realize that him having his career best in scoring over 30 points, you realize that's a bad thing, right? Like, that's not good.
Well,
because he's doing it because he has to do it.
Of course.
Exactly. So how many more games would they have lost without those efforts, though, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, they're right around
500. Yeah, I mean, they could make a free throw the other night. That's why they lost. So Yoke is, well, he's 0 for 3 for tonight, though, from 3. So, but you're right. They've only hit 6 3-pointers. This is a simple game to break down.
That's what I'm saying.
They've only hit 6 3-pointers, and fuck me. I mean, Cleveland's
and you're going up against the best team in the NBA. The Cleveland's the best team in the NBA right now.
Dude, that's sick. 22 3-pointers.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they're balling right now.
Yeah, they are 12-1 at home. And by the way, the Nuggets have to play the Hawks on Sunday. The Hawks just beat Cleveland twice last week.
That's no. I don't think any game is a gimme for this squad. And I'm telling you, they're terrible. Oh, they're abysmal. They didn't win a game in November, so you might be able to get right.
Cleanse the palate. You know, we were talking on the radio today. Like, I said there wasn't really any pressure for the Nuggets on this one. Cleveland, this is like, you know, I say expected and unexpected losses. This is an expected loss. And the realization was, how sad is it for a team that 2 years ago you would expect to win every damn game, no matter where it was played, that you could say, yeah, you know, they're just not as good as Cleveland.
Yeah, but here's the other problem here. You give up 23 points tonight off your own turnovers. It's just more indicative of the lack of guard play right now on this team. If it's not Jamal Murray, it's not anybody, because none of these other guys are good enough at getting to their spots. Like Christian Brown isn't that far enough along yet. That's the one thing KCP was a wizard at. He can get to his spot, man. Elbow jumper, you know, he'll hit and knock down an open three. I think Christian's been good, but they miss a little bit of that flow in the offense. I think a guy who's just constantly whirling around, and Christian cuts, but they got to do a better job. And you know, your partner DMac Scott made a great point on the broadcast. When you're coming back, if you're trying to do it one-on-one, you're not going to get very far. And I think it kind of extends to all sports, football, hockey, basketball, anything. It takes a team effort to try and dig out of a hole. And tonight with that second unit, I mean, it's Russell throwing up garbage left and right. You know what I mean? Because he's just trying to force the issue.
All right, Oren, give me your trade. There's that's it. It's the final. It's over. So I see I'm cheating here because I've got it on ESPN.com, and then the TV. Wow, I am so fucking far behind. My TV broadcast has 1:25. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you, wise guy. I'm with you. So the final is 126 to 114. Oh my God. You want me to just sum it up real quick here? Let me sum it up. So meanwhile, we have the Avalanche who are down. I want to hear your trade, Oren, here in a second.
Sure.
Let's see here. All right. So Jamal, let's start with Jamal because you want to trade Jamal. That'll be interesting. Jamal, 19 points, 7 of 16, 1 of 3 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, -10, 6 assists. To me, this is Jamal Murray. This is exactly who he is now. Like, this isn't a slump. This is Jamal Murray. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. I think it's the style in which he gets his buckets. But keep going, and I'll tell you guys, I don't want this to seem like Jamal is the worst thing that ever happened to the squad, but it's the style in which he gets his buckets. And I think something that Matt just alluded to, which is guys and their ability to get into spots and get shots. You would expect that Jamal would be one of those guys. He's ineffective without the ball in his hands. Quite literally ineffective without the ball in his hands.
MPJ, 3 of 6 from 3. That's good. 8 of 15. All right. 24 points. All right. No problems with that. Aaron Gordon, 18 points, 8 of 13, over 2 for 3. He was pretty good from 3-point line against Golden State. You get Christian Brown, a little bit, 4 of 10, 0 for 3 from 3. I don't know. That's all right.
It was
+2.
Bench scoring too. Got to look at bench scoring. They outscored their bench by like 20 tonight too. I mean, Denver they don't have bucket getters coming off the bench outside of Russell. He's an inefficient guy, high volume, inefficient guy. I mean, Westbrook finishes a -15 for the love of God.
When you see Sam
in
Merrill,
16 minutes. Sorry.
When you see Sam Merrill, taking you to task from Utah State, you're in trouble. And he had 8 points, and he was knocking on doors asking people about, do you want to be a Mormon as he's going to the bucket?
Can I tell you about Joseph Smith?
I'm going to tell you about Joseph Smith, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, your Lord and Savior. Oh, boy.
So, you got some problem. A 21 from LeVert right off the bench. What are you going to do with that? Donovan Mitchell.
He was hot as hell in the first half. He was like 4-4 from 3 in the first quarter.
Dude, they hit 22 3-pointers. I guess that'll sum it up. They get beat by 12. They were never really in this game. They were down 10 after 1. Little bit of a comeback, right, in the second quarter. That was decent. So you're down 4 going to half. Then you lose the third by 11. Then you win the fourth, but who gives a shit at that point? And you lose to, record-wise, the best team in the NBA. So there you go. That's kind of the summary on that one.
Shame in that, right? It's the style. And honestly, like guys like Karis LeVert, this team is, I think, poorly constructed. I think we can all see that. You can see the deficiencies. You're always, we find ourselves talking about guys like Christian Brown, who I love, but talk about they're not yet in, where they need to be developmentally. That's one of your starters. So that's a problem. You know what I mean? For a team that's 2 years removed from winning a championship. You need veteran leadership. And, I like Russell's contributions, but again, to Matt's point, Russ will smoke more layups than it's just like, what?
That's ridiculous.
So he's going to get a high volume of shots up. I love his energy. But again, you're not talking about scoring proficiency. And that's what this team needs. And I don't ever want to scapegoat any one person. You got some of our fans that just want to see Mike Malone gone. I don't think that changes it. It's the constitution of this team. And I think you got to change it before it's too late.
They held on the comments here, they held the Cavs to 46% shooting from 3. Not bad.
Hey. I got to be real with you. We're 20 games into it here. 20 games into it. I think you got to wait about 15 more because here's the situation.
What's the trade though? What's the trade?
Yeah, I want to hear that too.
You got a team playing out of string in Toronto. You're going to exchange pieces. A guy who I think is he's a Duke kid, I think he could be more helpful to this team, and a bench player that can shoot. Jamal Murray straight across for RJ Barrett, Grady Dick. The numbers work. Spot Rack liked it. I love it.
Really?
I think you're talking about bringing a guy over who would work well in RJ Barrett because he doesn't need the ball to be effective. I think you also are bringing another shooter in Grady Dick. And I think you give Jamal a chance to go home to Toronto. I think quite honestly, I think Jamal is checked the fuck out when it comes to just effort in terms of winning a championship because he's got it. He's got the money. He's got
that's a pretty good one there, man. I don't hate that, Matt.
Who's gonna play point guard? Who's gonna play point guard?
Doing Jokic. Jokic, number one, and you slide
somebody else to take the ball up the floor, though, guys. They need somebody.
Jokic, what are you talking about? Jokic takes the ball up the floor 90% of the time.
But you need to be able to put that ball in somebody else's hands and have
the offense starts. Hey, Matt, the offense starts with Jokic and goes from there, bro.
Not true, because they use a lot of two-man game, and when they were at their best, it was the pick and roll with Murray initiating the action. So I hear you, and a lot of that is true. But in the playoffs, part of the problem is you don't want Jokic to have to expend that much energy to just bring the ball up the floor. And that's part of the problem. Like, I hear you, but it's Westbrook.
I think you can slide. Yes, you can slide. I think you slide Christian back to the bench because we're talking about he still needs to develop in his game. You're a sixth man, bro. So go be that. You let Julian Strawther and a combination of guys, I think, fit into that point guard position off your bench because let's be honest, you're not going to go 8-9 deep in the playoffs anyway. You bring Russell into the starting lineup and you go back at it from there. I'm telling you right now, I hear what you're saying, Matt, but I don't see enough value in saying, well, Jamal's there to bring the ball up the court and keeping this thing the way it is. And I do think he's your most tradable piece, to contrary to what you said earlier, which is his trade value couldn't be lower, but you're talking about a team that's playing out a string in Toronto to where our isn't who they're holding on to for their hopes. They're in it for the kid from Duke. You know what I mean? Everybody's playing to see who's going to get their hands on the kid from Duke. Go to one of these teams, got a terrible record, and that was the best one that I could find. That's
pretty good. I mean, there's some weird intangibles about that with Jamal, kicking it in Kitchener. And it's interesting. I really haven't followed RJ Barrett's game lately. Talk to me about Barrett. How's he doing?
I want to hear what you have to say, but let me be real. I would laugh and hang up the phone if I were the Nuggets, okay? And it's no disrespect to your idea, but here's what we can all agree on. Something's going on with Jamal. He's not happy. He seems like he's not engaged a lot of the time, which is why in the second quarter tonight, when he was actually playing aggressive and getting to the hole, it was like, oh, it was noticeable, because there's too many times right now where he's not noticeable. And your point is very valid, Oren. This dates back to the beginning of the playoffs, okay? Something ain't right, and I don't know what it is. And we know all the saga that happened over the summer with maybe some tension between him and the organization, but something isn't right. I don't know if he's banged up. I don't know if he's checked out, but he doesn't look like he's dialed in consistently enough to be your number 2 option on a nightly basis, man. And look, as you bring up, how much longer can it go? You cannot ask Jokic to do this all season and expect him to be able to carry you to a title. That's a fact. I think we can agree there.
Jamal's averaging 18 a game, whereas RJ Barrett both average around 6.5, 5 to 6.5 rebounds a game. Jamal's assist number, I believe, is somewhere around 4 a game. You're getting 6 a game out of RJ Barrett. I heard when you said, I think the interesting thing about the trade or the profile of each player is that most would think, I don't think it's just you, Matt, most would think that there's no comparison between RJ Barrett and Jamal Murray, maybe in reputation, but other than that, their games are, if not comparable. One is, I think, proven much more on the NBA level that he's at least a serious professional. I don't hate Jamal Murray, but I definitely question whether or not he's in it for the haul in terms of professionalism. I just question it. It's just
he won a title. I mean,
I do know.
But hey, I don't know what's going on with him though. Like there's something that he's unhappy with, or he's something. This is not the guy that at times he's shown he could be. Now the problem is the truth is he's shown to be this guy more than he's shown to be the other guy, right? Like I totally agree with you there. And the problem is they just paid him. Like I don't think they're gonna do that. I mean, it's 20 games in the season. So what do you do? I don't know. Like part of it was Booth trying to get these young guys some time and some reps and some minutes to hopefully grow into guys you could use in the rotation of the playoffs. Problem is, deadline rolls around. I said this to somebody the other day. I go, who do you trade? If you're, to your point, like who are you supposed to move? And somebody said Peyton Watson and a couple of first, and I was like, get out of here, man. So the Nuggets don't have a lot of options, guys, other than to try and grind it out, I think, kind of like the Avs.
Here's a funny moment. So Malone, by the way, Michael Malone show with your boy and Scott Hastings and Tyler Plumb is starting tomorrow.
Hey, oh, that's going to be fun.
Hey, that should be great.
It's going to be fun.
Malone goes, and I like Michael Malone. I like Michael Malone quite a bit as I suck up here on the digital. So he made a big deal about defense before Golden State. Defense. Oh, okay. And then they win the game 119 and 115. And they closed well, and they won the game. And defense is good, hearing this, that, the other thing. Then somebody asked Jokic, about the defense, and he was like, we gave up 115 points. I don't know. so Jokic immediately goes to like, is it really good giving up 115 points? And then, by the way, how about this stat? Crazy stat. It was the first game the Nuggets won this entire year against Golden State. First time they won, scoring less than 120 points. How about that? That they've needed to score 120 or more points to win games this whole year.
Yeah, and I think Matt pointed it out. DMac, you've said it before. I've heard you say it. This isn't 125 point per night team. They're not built like that. So they need to quickly become that defensive team that is holding their opponents somewhere below 110 and eking these games out 109.
I'll give you another fun number. All right, another
Oh,
fun number then. Another
let's
fun
go.
number. You
Got
got a
one
goal
back.
from the Avs? Oh,
Got
nice.
one back.
All right, I'm
Valeri
picking up on it.
Nishushkin.
Hey, I just
Wow.
got it. So I'm only a couple. That's nice. Nice play by Val.
Catch up.
That guy's
He
unstoppable.
wasn't. He wasn't not good at hockey. That was not the problem.
He's unstoppable when he's right.
The hockey part was not. Well,
What
this
a
would be a
shot.
nice win if they can make a comeback here. It's kind of a soft goal, though, don't you think? A little bit.
I mean,
Anyways,
you got a Russian freight train coming at you.
That's a bad goal. His
I
pad
agree
was.
with you.
He's got to make that stop. It wasn't even time. It was just under his pad. Like
You'll take it. Down one. Now they're gonna push. Now they're gonna push like hell. Here, watch this. Now they'll really get after it.
Really quick on the Nuggets. Really quick on the Nuggets. And we're about to go 5 to go on the Avs. We're about to transition to hockey full time here. Oren, whether you want to be part of that or not is up to you. I don't know.
I do want to be part of that.
Want to talk some puck? Okay, good.
Yeah, man.
The Nuggets going into that game against Golden State, fellas, in the last 5 games, they were 30th in defense. 30th. Last. And giving up $126 to the Cavs, that ain't going to help. And 115 ain't going to help. You really literally have recently, at least in the last 7 games, the worst defensive team in the NBA. And that's saying something. Like nobody plays defense in the NBA, and you're the worst.
Say, what's defense in the NBA?
Well, it sucks. But so you don't want to be last.
It's effort, right? It's effort, right? It's asking guys to act like they give a shit. Really? And that has to become your team identity. A bunch of scrappy guys who give a shit. And everybody can do that on an NBA level, right? Just care.
Where are the Nuggets if the Cavs are so much better than them? Because they are.
They're going to have a terrible draft spot too, because they're going to finish with above 30. You know, they'll finish somewhere around 40 wins. You know what I mean? So you're not going to. I have to look at college basketball a lot more intently to see what's lying in wait, and that is just terrible for the prime Joker years, because I think then it becomes
a Todd Hilton anything.
I think it becomes a Todd Hilton situation, and that would be a shame. That would be a shame.
Yeah, there are a couple. The problem is they have 2 max contracts that aren't performing like max guys consistently every night. MPJ is probably paid about $10 million too much, and so without that $10 million guy coming off the bench, then that means he's got to be that guy every night. He's not. We've all known that. He can get hot, but Jamal, at least when they won the title, was the other guy every night for the most part, especially down late in the year. And if they're not playing like that, then you don't have any legitimate threat to really score the ball from the perimeter every possession. Because if it's Christian Brown, you probably know he's going to take to the hoop. Maybe he'll shoot the wide open 3, right? He's never going to step back on you or anything like that, or come around a ball screen and rise up. That's not going to happen. So you lack creators. And so to your point, then it becomes all on Jokic, and it's all about spacing the floor. And this team is a terrible shooting team. And so where is your offense going to come from?
All right, Michael Malone's talking now. We'll try to digest that in a little bit. We have In the Paint with Dan Tanner and KJ Granderson. That'll be coming up to go deeper into this game after we're done. But we do have 2. I got a timeout with 2:46 to go in the Avs. Matt, where are you at?
Yeah.
Something similar?
Yeah, me too.
On those lines?
Same.
All right.
Okay, good.
Okay. Transitioning to the Avalanche for you all right now. Talk to me about Carolina. What kind of win they can come back and tie to be significant, because they were down 3-1. And the play of the wedgie, the atomic wedgie, Scott Wedgwood. Give it to me, man. What do you got?
Carolina's lost 5 out of their last 6, and they're a better team than that too. So they've pretty much been given a balls to wall performance. Like I said, they're just out shooting the Avs. Everything they're picking up in the offensive zones going on net. And I think early they got up. I think at the start it was 14-5 shots on goal. Now it's about 28-13 or 31-15, something like that at this point. But the Avs aren't getting enough pressure. There's not enough activity. They've had trouble generating zone entries through the neutral zone, especially on a power play. And Carolina is one of like the 2 teams maybe that can actually skate with Colorado, especially now that Colorado's like, still at least a third of an AHL team. Carolina, Edmonton, I mean, they can get up and down. And it's been a faster paced game, but they've been stuck a little bit. Wedgwood's been okay. I mean, he's been fine. But,
I mean, he's faced 31 shots, dude. I mean, 3 goals, 31 shots. That's all right. And Carolina, for whatever their struggles are, 9-3 at home, 16-8 on the season. The crazy thing is the Avalanche literally may have the worst goaltending, maybe next to Pittsburgh, period. And that being said, they still are over 500. Like San Jose sucks, and so does Pittsburgh. Well, they're both under 500. Somehow the Avs are over 500 with, maybe the worst goaltending in the league. Wow. And I don't think Wedgwood has to do a lot to sort of take over the starting spot, Matt. Do you?
I mean, at this point, it's a night-by-night basis. I don't think anybody's their number one right now. It's let's just put a couple of good wins together, and hopefully Wedgwood can come in, at least be a veteran presence in the locker room, which he kind of showed he could be in a locker room the other night. Now, look, the way they pulled off that win against Buffalo, you don't often see 4-goal comebacks. The problem is they're getting out of the blocks too slow. Right. And Bednar was talking about that. I think their first period scoring margin right now might be the worst in the NHL, or one of them. It's really bad. They have not started well this year. And the thing is with the Avs, it's like, hey, man, if you can get a lead, then this team just shit. Oh, boy. Well,
all right. And I just saw Carolina's on the power play. The Avs took a bad penalty with under 2 minutes to go, or 2.5, and there's the goal. So you fucked yourself. That sucks. Who got in the box there, Matt? For what? What do we just miss there? Let me go.
I didn't even see it. To be honest with you. I think it was maybe when they were at commercial. Maybe I could be wrong on that.
Oh my God, dude! It was too many men. They had a bad change.
Another one.
They took a penalty with a bad change, and they gave up a power play goal. Fuck.
You can't even blame Wedgwood there. I mean, he couldn't see. The only thing he saw was the 88 or the 37 in Svechnikov's chest.
No, but too many men is always a bad change for whatever reason.
There's 2 guys in front in that shot. There's So when treat me like I don't know anything, because I don't know anything.
Okay.
How did they wind up in this goaltender situation with a revolving door?
Well, they took a flyer after they won the cup on a 3-year, $3 million deal for a younger goaltender coming out of New York who had kind of lost his starting spot, but had shown some promise in the past and just was unhappy, needed a change of scenery. Came in and actually performed above expected. And then it started to get a little bit more inconsistent to the point. Not dead yet, baby. Not dead yet.
It's an empty net situation, and McKinnon. Oh, we picked up some garbage. Looks like Mikko got it, huh?
It was
maybe Mikko?
Or maybe Val again. I mean, this guy.
It was, let's see the replay. I'm just a little bit behind you. Hold on 1 second. This is interesting. There's a minute 47. You're really not in much. Oh, looks like maybe it was Val.
That was Val.
Right,
it was slop fest. I don't think it went in off the
McKinnon
nap.
threw it forward. I think it's just, Val was just picking up the garbage.
That's Val.
Was Lehkonen? No, it's hard to see. I think it was Val. Lehkonen was there too. Lehkonen, Rantanen, and Val were all there. All right, well, listen, you're kind of in the same exact spot you just were. I mean,
basically.
All right. I mean, now all right. You got a shot here. Well, let's just stay with the game here for a little bit, because you got a minute. I got a minute 35 left. Empty net. Same situation you were just in. This would be huge to collect a couple goals in under 2 minutes.
Especially after how they won in Buffalo.
That was unbelievable.
Down.
That was incredible. All right, empty net, $1.15. Who's on the ice? I mean, all the big guns are on the ice.
Oh, here you go.
McCarr, McCah.
They got control of it in the ozone. That's what they needed. That's what they were looking for. They got a setup.
They got a chance.
They're just trying to get the puck deep and then throw it back up to Kale to set up a possession is what they're trying to do right now. 6-on-5.
45 seconds, so they still have a shot. They probably can set up, if they can get control, set up one more time.
One more. That's all you're going to get. I just now have 45.
Shit.
Oh, the sense of urgency is just.
Did you get it empty? No.
No. There it is. Okay.
Puck game.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't deserve to win that one tonight, honestly.
All right, the empty netter with 15.8 will seal it, so the Avs will lose. Fuck.
Well,
Well, the fucking NUGGALANCHE here tonight sucks. I thought this was going to be fun. Blows.
Oh, man.
I mean, you're playing two good teams, right? Best team in the NBA and a damn good hockey team too.
Yeah, it just kind of hurts when you
risk.
see yourself pitted against the best, and you kind of see where you stack up in these situations. You know what I mean? And I think that's what can be kind of dismaying for the viewer. It's like, we don't.
All right, so wait, hold on. Worst loss tonight, Avs or Nuggets? What do you think? Worst one.
I'll say Nuggets because it sounds like the Avs have viable excuses for why they're giving up so many goals. I have it nailed down between the pipes. You're going to be a team that struggles. Am I saying something? Yeah, I mean, that's probably pretty obvious, but I'm saying just a starter. It's like having two quarterbacks in college. So if you don't got one, you know what I mean? You want that guy. Is that just a little too elementary of an assessment?
I got one question for you. Who's hurt on the Nuggets?
Huh?
Who's hurt on the Nuggets?
That's the bigger problem.
Nobody.
Yeah,
nobody.
Flacco's out. Flacco's out for 2 months with a knee injury.
Is he?
That's the point.
Yeah, that's literally. They're all healthy.
To joke around. Hold on. He's out. Okay. You know who they missed seriously is Deron Holmes, the first-round pick, who got hurt during Summer League. He was going to play. He's not
the reason why they are where they are.
No, but who do they?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Zeke Naji sucks. He can't do anything. Saric sucks.
Thank God they went
Jordan,
across overseas to Eurobasket to go watch him play.
Well, I mean, they were scrambling a little bit. You got to understand.
If you saw him in Golden State, everyone apparently, except for Calvin Booth, knew what Dario Saric was when they picked him up.
Hey, Oren, you know what I kept pounding the table for this summer? Spencer Dinwiddie for literally free. You see what he's doing for Dallas's bench? He would literally be the perfect fit here.
Especially for a team that has a bunch of nondescript guards that can't really get their own game off. Spencer Dinwiddie, I agree with that. I'm not sure if I'm
he's
looking
not even making $1 million. I mean, he's making nothing in Dallas.
I'm looking at Calvin Booth. You know, this is his monster. Zeke Naji's contract. I mean, this is his monster. Everything that we're looking at is, I think, a guy who was way in over his skis when he got handed that gig. And he put up.
I will say this was worse for the Nuggets.
Definitely, I agree.
I'll say this was worse for the Nuggets. They play Washington. You better win that game, man. And you're going to play the Hawks, who've been really tough. And then they come home they play the Clippers again.
There are no gimmies. There are no gimmies with this Denver Nuggets team. There are no gimmies with this team.
It's weird.
Very much so.
And Jokic is playing
lights out
of his brains. He's playing unbelievable.
And it's not one of those things how every team has how every team's got a leading scorer. It's not one of those deals. Every night he's the best player on the court, but it's literally one, and hopefully if AG's healthy, it's like 2 on whomever. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, the Avalanche, does Wedgwood start on Saturday, Matt?
Fucking flip a coin.
Well, it's kind of a big decision. It's sort of a big decision, honestly, right?
No, it's not, because Georgiev is your guy. No, because Georgiev's your guy. I think you go back to Georgiev. Yeah, you have to. I mean, Wedgwood is a veteran addition who's no more than a journeyman goaltender. If you're thinking that he's going to come in and be your solution, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, partner.
I need a bridge.
Right.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
well, I got one.
Fun.
Okay.
All right, dude. This was a fun idea that just ended up blowing. Not because of you guys, but the games were, crap. So I don't know. But in the paint with Dan Tanner is coming up. Any final thoughts here, guys? I mean, it's fun. I'm glad we could do it. And by the way, we looked it up. This is the only time both teams will be playing at the exact same. Well, actually, I take that back. Monday through Friday, but they're doing this shit again on Saturday. You want to do this again Saturday? Boy, we are proving we have no fucking lives if we all sign up for this on Saturday night.
I was literally about to say, I got nothing. I got nothing.
It's like the scene in Almost. What, Matt?
I was going to say,
going to?
No, I was supposed to be in Dallas for the fucking Big 12
Right.
championship, but that ain't happening anymore.
Right. So you got no life either. We're like that scene in Almost Famous. Of course I'm home. I'm a nerd. What else am I doing?
Of course. I'll be in New York.
Friday night.
New York for the Heisman next week, but outside of that.
That is awesome. That's awesome that you're going there. And we look forward to talking to you there. All right, I'll sign off because Dan's coming up to talk about misery with the Nuggets. And yes, Michael Malone will be on the radio show. I don't know, guys.
Are you gonna go heavy-handed, or are you gonna,
No, of course not. Of course not. What am I supposed to say? Hey, what do you want to trade Jamal for, Coach?
Hey, listen.
No, I like Michael Malone, man. I listen. This is a harsh reality. Here's killing you with truth. Here's the truth. I don't think Jamal's in a slump. I think this is Jamal Murray. How's that for a dumb truth? So,
I agree.
So that's that. And you know what? They probably had a lot of very deep thoughts about signing him to that deal in the offseason. That was probably why it took so long. And likely there was conflict, I would guess, behind the scenes because it didn't get done right away, right? I don't know what other conclusion you can come to. I don't know that. I'm just guessing based on the circumstances.
And he's pounding about it. And that's what's so sad. He's pouting about it still.
Last thing I'll say about both these teams, they are pretty much what their records say they are, both of them respectively. About 500 teams. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's who they are. All right, boys, you guys are the best. We'll see. I'm not doing anything Saturday night, so I'll shout it out to you guys. The same thing is happening. They are both playing Saturday night at the exact same time on the East Coast. Pretty funny. So maybe we'll do it again. We'll see you guys. Dan Tanner in the paint coming up in a little bit. Hasta la vista. See you. Bye.
Later, guys.